Most new tech managers don't set out to be managers. They're promoted because they were great at their technical roles. And that is exciting, but also a little daunting. Suddenly, you're no longer judged on your own output, but on your team's performance. It's not just about coding, designing, or analyzing anymore. And the surprising truth is, the skills that got you promoted won't be the ones that help you thrive as a leader. So in this video, I will walk you through the exact shift in skills every new manager needs to make, from hands-on execution to strategic leadership. So let's take a look. Let's chat about the transition from being a contributor to becoming a manager in the tech world. So it is a journey that many of you might have stumbled into rather than actively pursuing from the get-go. After all, unlike software development, which often starts as a passion project, management is sometimes something that most people learn on the job. Now here's the thing, for some of you moving into management might be the only way to climb the career ladder, and even if you don't feel entirely prepared for the responsibility that comes with the role, it is a big shift, and it's okay to feel a bit overwhelmed at first. As individual contributors, you were solely responsible for your own work, but as managers, your role undergoes a significant transformation. Your success is no longer measured by your own accomplishments, but by also the work and progress of your team, of course. So you're now tasked with guiding, supporting, and empowering your employees to achieve great results. So some examples for individual contributors to managers would, for example, be a software developer to an engineering manager, or for example, a data analyst to a data team lead, or a UX designer to a UX manager, or a system administrator to an IT manager. So this change in responsibility can be particularly challenging for those of you who were promoted based on their technical skills and excellence in their previous roles. The skills that made you successful as individual contributors, like being tech-savvy and crushing tasks, become less critical in your new position. Instead, management roles require a different set of skills. So let's talk a bit more about that shift. So here you see a picture, and in this picture we talk more about climbing the corporate ladder. So let's talk about the importance of the different skill set as you move up the corporate ladder. So this graph here shows us a clear trend. The higher you go, the less you need to rely on those technical task-oriented skills, and the more you need to focus on leadership, people management, strategic thinking, and effective communication. And please don't take the exact percentages too seriously. It's more of an indication of a trend, right? So let's break it down by role. So for example, the individual contributor. So for these folks, technical skills are the name of the game. We're talking about 80% of what they do, right? And leadership and management skill for an individual contributor is not so much, only about 20% of their focus. Then with tech leaders, you see already a bit of a shift. So a tech leader, their technical skills are still pretty important here, but not as much as for individual contributors, about let's say 60%. And leadership and management skills start to come into play more, taking up to around 40% of their time. Then we're going to managers, and here's where we see a big shift. Technical skills take a backseat, only about 30% of what managers need to focus on. And the leadership and management skills, on the other hand, are now the star of the show. A solid 70% of what managers need to excel at. So if we look then even at the next level, executives, so at the top of the ladder, technical skills are the least important, only around 20%. And that can change per industry and per company, right? So leadership and management skills, they're absolutely critical, making up to about 80% of what executives need to master. So what's the takeaway? So as you climb the ranks, it's crucial to develop those leadership, people management, strategic thinking, and communication skills. They'll become your most valuable assets as you take on more responsibility and guide your team to success. Thanks for watching. You are taking real steps towards becoming a stronger, more effective leader. So, what did you find most helpful today? Drop it in the comments if you'd like to share. See you in the next one.